Good morning, YouTubers and YouTube viewers. Today I got to speak a little louder, only because a lot of you couldn't hear what I was saying. First of all, let me say um, good morning to everyone, and positive possibilities are out there, and they're waiting for you. You know, just go out there and go and see those possibilities. Make things happen the way you want them to happen. That's positive in your life as well as the others around you. But today's topic is it's so we always think that our problems and everything is really about us, and you know we have no other obligation. I'm going to explain an obligation that directly affects why, if you say you start going to the gym and 4 months down the road you stop, or you don't go, you're not as serious, or um, like a diet. You go on a diet, you hear so much about this diet, and then you say, "Oh, I'm on it. I'm true to it." And then someone sees you later, they're like, "Oh, I thought you were on this kind of diet. What's this?" "Oh, I switched. I'm on something else now." So, I want to explain that some of these things might be outside of us, and we have to really look at what our role is in all of this. So I'm going to use this as an example of what we do. Now, we live in a house, okay? So you live in a house, but everything inside that house, you know how it works. You know pretty much what where something is. Say there's a spill, someone's sitting down next to you. You're like, do you think you can grab those? And it's in X, Y, and Z. So you know this so well. And your body is also a house that you live in. When you don't feel well or something goes wrong, you sense it, you feel it. And, if you go to a doctor, the doctor says, hey, your sugar level's high, or your blood level's up. And then, not only do you, take his advice and you take the medication he gives, you go home and you start grabbing books and you research it, because, it's something that you don't know. And to go back inside your house, you will turn around if something goes wrong with the boiler. You don't just get a repairman, and once they diagnose what's wrong, you'll look it up to say, if this problem happens again or something, these similar symptoms, I'll know what to do. I'll research it. And yeah, you know, um, we also live in a bigger house, and we don't even pay any attention to it. This house is the air that we breathe and the atmosphere which sustains us. And this atmosphere has a human resonance, meaning that it sends, and a correction, because I the German scientist who found this out, his name is Schumann. And before I did this, I said, let me go back to make sure I'm right, because I always told people, it's the heart that it's reading. It's actually not. It's the brain. So what this resonance is, it's a frequency, and it's measured at 7.84 hertz, and these are ohms. So like if you have sleep deprivation and you go to a doctor, they'll they'll use that. They'll put the headphones on. If you've ever been to a chiropractor, what I'm saying, it's also the same thing. It's the same process. So what this resonance does is it sends these pulse waves, and get this, they're alpha and beta signals. So when you think about depression, you think about anxiety, you think about so many different things, and you think that this is all you. It's not all you. These things are constantly beaming on you. And if you think that that these frequencies, they say, oh, that's just a low frequency because they have 5G right now. Well, let's talk about what, not 5G, but let's talk about any G that's signal that's being radiated across this atmosphere. What it's doing is it's number one, it's killing bees. All right, bees pollinate everything that's out here. And then number two, the migration of all these various mammals as well as reptiles and anything that migrates that's out here. Um, it affects it. So if it's affecting nature, then imagine the pulse waves every 8 seconds is sending in through your body and you have no control over it. It can be a negative pulse, it could be a positive pulse. So we say alpha beta is almost positive negative, but they're in human form, they're really, really not. They're supposed to interact as well as how they're supposed to interact within the atmosphere that we are. So, you know, to go back to the analogy of, your body as a house and then the physical house and how these things work, but yet still, as individuals, how much time have we ever found to find out how this all works with us? And that's where, rethinking, and it's not our fault. It's because what we're learning, and what I want to lastly share with you and how to take this control back and to reformulate your subconscious and how powerful this is because your subconscious directly interacts with that. So if you carry on that energy is gonna, give you that negative, that weighed down feeling. But when you continuously release positive, continuously build on your subconscious, things get brighter, you get lighter, even through this. And one of the tests that they did on this resonance is they found that the more positive waves, hit you when you're not in a city. So if you're out in nature, you get the full effect. So it's like, you got people out here, shaman, all the way back through religions. And you have to remember this process stopped. All these different people that were here before us, they knew the power of what was going on around them, and they used that. But within the past, 500 so odd years, all that changed. And it was like, let us tell you how, your body functions. Let us tell you how your mind should work. And what I'm saying is that, we have an obligation. We have to come back to what our real essence is, and we have to take that time because that's why things don't work for us because we're not tapping in and we're not linked. So if we think inside of a box and what's outside of the box is what cures us, then it's us. We're making a choice to say, hey, it's almost like talking to a person and you say, hey, there's wildfires. By the way, prayers out to, the people who are going through those wildfires. And I believe that, when we talk, where the news will talk about, the negative things that are happening, why that should be the main thing. That should be, hey, let's come together. What can we do? Let's focus on this. And again, it's all the way that, to keep you away from you thinking. Like I said, if I can, if a person can, we've been through life and we're learning as we get to adults, most of the stuff we learn, isn't true, then, we have an obligation. We have an obligation to not only correct it, but to share our responsibilities and what we do and how we're connected to all of this. So I just wanted to share that because, it's another way of looking at consciousness and how your subconscious is the ultimate, it's hardwired. Your subconscious is hardwired to this frequency. And that's why, again, I want to make this short, but that's why, if they turn up the frequency levels, not even past 5, like maybe to like 7 or 8, these things can cause damage. And that's what they use them for crowd control. So that if there's a mass crowd, they turn up that frequency. That's the frequency they're using. So, things that we overlook and, things that we might have not been told, these are the things that I want to share with everyone. And I want people to know that, we can tap into it. We can make it, we can make these things work for us as well as, how we interact outside of, in the outside world and with others. So I want everyone to have a, beautiful day. There's so many possibilities out here and it's daytime. I want to do most of my stuff in the daytime in the morning because we're going to revive. We're going to revive together. And one thing, and lastly, I want you to walk away with is that today we woke up. So problems from yesterday is not what we brought into today. It's what we learned. So when we wake up, we say, man, I'm still standing. We're still standing. So now we have a new day to make it and to grow and to become who we are. And by becoming who we are, the people around us, the outside, everything that's outside of us will have to respect you in that way. So stand tall, stand proud, and everyone is beautiful in their own way. Never let anyone steal your sunshine. Have a beautiful day. Peace and blessings.